Hello, class. Today I would like to present you to somebody who is really important to me. But in order to do that, I would like to share a story with you first. It was early morning, 2005. I was only about 6 years old. The morning light was just barely streaming into the room, and I felt a familiar nudge on my shoulder. I turned over to see my older brother peering at me from over the edge of our bunk bed. He motioned for me to get up. And then I remembered. Today was a special day. The night before, our mother had told us that we'd be having cinnamon rolls for breakfast. Although that doesn't seem like a very big deal now, back then for a 6-year-old, it meant the world. We were fed very healthy as little kids, so something like a cinnamon roll was like finding $50 in an old pair of pants you haven't worn in a year. It was early enough that morning that maybe we'd have a good chance at first pick before our three sisters got there. We hurried our way over to the kitchen as quietly as we could so as to not wake them up. Sure enough, as we made our way to the counter, we saw 5 cinnamon rolls, untouched and glistening with thick icing. We excitedly compared them to one another and selected the ones that we thought were the best. This is one of my favorite memories with my older brother. His name is Hudson Rogers. He was born June 15th, 1996, in Boulder, Colorado. Now, you may notice that he looks a little bit different than I do. And the reason for that is because he was adopted by our parents when he was a day or two old. Since then, he has done a great many things. He is very athletic and loves to participate in triathlons. He is always pushing me to be more athletic, but I quite fancy being the lazy person that I am. But that's another story. Back to Hudson. He graduated from Highland High School, went and served a 2-year mission in northern Peru, and about a year thereafter, he married his lovely wife, Camille. Fast forward a few years, and now he lives with his wife in Tucson, studying at U of A, and is preparing to go to med school. Not only has he been a great example for me for my life as my older brother, but he has been a great friend for always looking out for me. Like that cinnamon roll filled morning 13 years ago, I think back to that time and I appreciate how he even thought to wake me up. That his drive to get the best cinnamon roll was coupled with his desire to bring me with him so that I too could get a better cinnamon roll. He could have just left me to sleep. Now, does one cinnamon roll really matter that much to me after so much time? No, not really. But life has been much sweeter since then. Since Hudson is 3 years my senior, he is always a couple steps ahead. He has walked the same roads that are in front of me right now, and because of that, he always helps me to make better routes and avoid the potholes and obstacles that can potentially impede my progress. Throughout middle and high school and even college, he has guided me to avoid certain classes or professors and to take other ones that would be more beneficial to me. Hudson has never been shy to give advice about what is and what isn't worth doing, and what places to avoid, where the shortcuts are. The road to a medical profession is very difficult and hard to navigate, and not to mention very expensive. Nevertheless, I have always had a great interest in pursuing a medical degree. In recent years, Hudson has also accrued an interest in the medical field and is now pursuing it and a couple steps ahead of me. This has helped me out a ton because I get to benefit and learn from what he does and from any mistakes he makes, so I don't make the same ones. He leaves footprints behind that I can follow, so that I don't have to figure it out all on my own. Even though it doesn't really benefit him at all, he's always there to help me out if I need it. Always keeping me in mind, even if I'm not paying attention to myself or not even keeping him in mind. His knowledge is unconditional and always available, and he has definitely made a significant impact on my life. I am sure I would have made many more mistakes in my life that would have wasted much of my time, energy, and money had it not been for him. I am glad I can follow his footprints under the protection of the long shadow that he casts.